Hey there, come on in, grab a seat. Welcome to this Urgent Explainer. Look, I know exactly why you're here today. If you've been paying any attention at all to the news lately, you're probably feeling a very real, very justified anxiety about the foundation of your retirement. And as your guide through these financial waters, well, it's my job to give it to you straight. The official 2026 Social Security Trustee Report just came out, and frankly, it is flashing red. But hey, I really want you to take a deep breath. We are absolutely not here to panic today. We are here to plan. We're going to treat this explainer exactly like a private wealth consultation. We're going to look this impending Social Security funding cliff right in the eye, break down the hard math, and build an ironclad wall around your money.
So here's our roadmap for today's session. 1. The 2030 funding cliff. 2. Why the math changed. 3. Assessing risk exposure. 4. Your retirement action plan. And 5, our congressional reality check.
All right, diving right into Section 1, the 2032 funding cliff and facing the hard truth.
Take a look at this year, 2032. That is the exact year the Social Security Trust Fund is officially projected to run totally dry. I mean, really think about that for a second. We are sitting here in 2026. That is just 6 short years away. For a massive retirement program that over 70 million Americans depend on, a 6-year runway is literally the blink of an eye. This isn't some vague, distant possibility anymore. It is an impending deadline staring us right in the face.
So what actually happens if that deadline hits and Congress has taken zero action? Well, boom, a 21% automatic benefit cut. Now, the system doesn't completely disappear, that's a super common misconception, but by law it is forced to only pay out what it takes in through current taxes. And that triggers a simultaneous 21% cut for every single retiree. So if you're banking on, say, $2,000 a month, that drops to $1,580 instantly. No warning, no transition period. For the millions of folks who use this as their primary income, it's a catastrophic scenario.
Which brings us to Section 2, why the math changed, and diagnosing the root cause.
You really have to remember how Social Security actually works under the hood. It's funded by payroll taxes, right? You and your employer each pays 6.2%. Today's workers are actively paying for today's retirees. Back when the whole system was created in 1935, there were 42 workers paying in for every single retiree collecting a check. 42 to 1! You essentially had 42 workers carrying one retiree on a gold-plated litter. But today, you've got barely 3 people straining under that exact same weight. We are at 2.7 workers for every one retiree. The math is just completely inverted.
And there are 3 undeniable drivers behind this shrinking ratio. First up, demographics. 10,000 baby boomers turn 65 every single day, and they're going to keep doing that until 2030. That is a massive wave of people moving from the paying in column over to the taking out column. Secondly, longer lifespans. Back in 1935, the average American lived to 62, so they literally died before reaching full retirement age. Today, the average lifespan is nearly 79. Retirees are collecting for decades longer than the system was ever originally designed for. And finally, wage stagnation for middle and lower income workers means the payroll taxes coming in just aren't growing fast enough to keep up. So you see, it's not some political theory, it is a brutal mathematical certainty.
Let's move on to Section 3, assessing risk exposure and figuring out exactly who gets hit the hardest. Here's our vulnerability checklist. This risk really falls the heaviest on 4 specific groups. Number 1, current retirees who have little to no outside income. Number 2, pre-retirees within 10 years of leaving the workforce who just haven't built up alternative savings yet. Number 3, disabled Americans relying on Social Security Disability Insurance, or SSDI. And number 4, surviving spouses depending on survivor benefits. Listen, if you or someone you love falls into any of these 4 categories, taking proactive steps is absolutely no longer optional. It is a very urgent financial emergency.
Okay, Section 4, your retirement action plan. This is our 5-step strategy. I'm going to walk you through a highly effective 5-step wealth protection strategy right now. We're going to check your real numbers, maximize tax-free growth, build independent income, leverage a massive guaranteed return, and cement a bulletproof backup plan. Let's get right into step 1.
You absolutely must base your retirement on reality, not optimism. So step 1 is to go directly to ssa.gov today. Pull your personalized benefit statement. That's going to show you what you'll get at 62, 67, and 70 based on your actual lifetime earnings. But here is the critical advisor secret.
Those numbers assume Congress fixes the 2032 problem perfectly. I want you to take whatever number they give you on that paper and multiply it by 0.79. Mentally and financially plan your future budget around receiving only 79% of that projection. That is your conservative, safe baseline.
Step 2 is arguably the single most powerful defensive move you can make. Maximize your Roth IRA immediately. For 2026, the contribution limit is $7,000, or $8,000 if you happen to be over 50. Why a Roth, you ask? Because money in a Roth IRA grows completely tax-free, and your withdrawals in retirement are 100% tax-free. But most importantly, Congress cannot cut your Roth IRA, demographic shifts cannot deplete it, even a small monthly contribution, say $100, can compound to over $100,000 across a few decades. This is real wealth that you actually control.
Moving on to step 3, build income that is literally 100% independent of the government. I'll tell you, the clients of mine who are sleeping soundly at night right now, they aren't worried about trustee reports. Why? Because they own dividend-paying stocks, they've got rental income coming in from real estate, they run digital product businesses or do affiliate marketing. These revenue streams couldn't care less about the worker-to-retiree ratio. Yes, building these things takes time, which is exactly why your deadline to start is today. Every single month you wait is a month of compounding growth you're just throwing away.
Now for step 4, which is about maximizing whatever benefit remains. Look at this unbelievable opportunity, 77%. That is how much you can actually increase your monthly benefit simply by delaying your claim from age 62 to age 70. Every single year you wait past 62, your permanent benefit jumps by 6 to 8%. Guys, that is an 8% guaranteed zero-risk return on your money. If you can use part-time work or those independent income streams we just talked about to float your living expenses until age 70, you completely lock in the highest possible payout for the rest of your life.
And step 5 ties this whole thing together into your ultimate retirement backup plan. Maximize that Roth IRA every single year. If you have a 401k, capture every last cent of that employer match. That's an instant 50 to 100% return on your money. Build those passive, independent income streams. Keep your monthly overhead lean. The massive mindset shift I need you to make today is this. Your personal savings and investments, those are your primary retirement plan. Social Security, that's just a bonus. Because if you plan for it to just be a bonus, a 21% cut is not going to destroy your life.
Finally, Section 5, our congressional reality check and planning for the baseline. Look, historically speaking, Congress loves to wait until the absolute final hour, think 2030 or 2031, before passing any actual legislation. An automatic 21% cut to seniors is widely considered political suicide, so they will very likely act. But it won't be painless. The solutions on the table right now in 2026 include raising the full retirement age to 68 or maybe 69, increasing the payroll tax cap so higher earners pay more into the fund, and reducing benefits for high-income retirees while trying to shield the lower-income ones. The big takeaway here? A sudden 21% cliff is unlikely, but definite structural changes to your benefits and eligibility are absolutely coming for sure. So, as we wrap up our consultation today, I want to leave you with this one final critical question. Is your retirement plan relying on a government guarantee? Because if the answer is yes, you are carrying way too much risk. Look, Social Security faces a profound mathematical challenge, but it does not have to be the end of your retirement security. Check your numbers, fund that Roth, build your independent income, and take control of your own financial destiny. Start implementing these 5 steps today. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope this brought you some clarity and a solid path forward. See you next time.